Hi, this is Tom, and welcome back to another week at Bryn Mawr RC. I'm glad you made it. This week will be video number 2 on the continuation of our Traxxas TRX-4 chassis assembly kit. And what we're going to be covering today is Step A, the transmission assembly. Just to set the expectations for this build, here's what I'm currently seeing the steps for the video build. This week and next week we're going to be talking about the transmission assembly. That's Step A. Step A through Step H we covered a little bit last week, and they are the lettered steps that are part of the TRX-4 chassis kit. I have then added I, which is the test run. We're going to have a test run video. We'll do that well before the body is ready, just to get a feel how everything is working. Then there will be body preparation. This body prep is probably going to be multiple videos. And then the interior. Then we'll be wrapping this series up. But that is a long way off, so let's move forward to talk a little bit more about the transmission assembly. The transmission assembly is broken up into the following sub-steps. And for this week, we plan on covering the first 5 steps. Next week, we'll finish up this Step A. So this week, we're going to be doing A1 through A5. This is assembling the input and output shafts, placing all the bearings in the transmission. Lots of gears and bearings in this. It'll be very exciting. And yeah, so that's the 2-week breakout for the transmission assembly. Some feedback I received last series for the CC01 Defender 90 build was some good feedback in YouTube, and that was, hey Tom, sometimes we lose the forest through the trees. Where are we? What are we working on? So this series I decided that, yeah, that was really good feedback, and for this series I'm going to attempt to show an exploded view, or just where we're working. So here's from Traxxas an exploded view of just the chassis for the TRX-4. And this week we'll be working, the transmission assembly is just this small portion right here. Not the motor and not the shafts, but just, or drive shafts, but just this area here in the transmission. Here's a blow up of that section. So again, weeks 1 and weeks 2, the completion of Step A, we will end up building the transmission with the shift mechanism and the servo to do the shifting. So hopefully this exploded view and discussing where exactly we are will help. So on that note, let's go right ahead and dig into steps A1 through A5. As you note further along in the video, I had some filming challenges this week, so I apologize for that. Okay, so it says we need the 2 transmission case halves and a 5x11 by 4 millimeter bearing. So let me get the case halves the way they show them here. So I got them orientated, as the English would say. I have them oriented the way the picture does. Just double checking. Yes. Yes. Okay. So we're going to insert the 5x11 by 14 bearings into the transmission case halves. These are all 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first ones I seat down in here. Just gonna really push them in and make sure they're seated correctly, which is what this instruction is showing. And those feel good. So moving on to these four now, or excuse me, these two. Nice tight fit. Okay, I would say they're in. So there is 4 of the 5. Where does this last one go? On the outside of this case, and I think it is right here. Let me make sure I have the right orientation. Yes, I do. And there it is. The next one is the assembling of the input shaft. So input shaft is going to be one of these characters. Okay. And then we need 2 of the pins. Okay. So these are definitely the 2 pins. So put the pins in the shaft. Got them in. Okay, and then we need a 30-tooth input gear and an 18-tooth input gear. So the 30 pinner goes, 30 pin, 30 teeth goes here. 30 tooth in there, locking into the pin, 18 tooth here, locked in. Okay. Gear, tooth. Now we apply some grease. Alrighty then, so it asks us to put a drop of high performance grease on here. And I guess when they say drop, they literally mean just a drop. So I'll do that right now. And a drop of grease on the 18. Okay, so that was step A2. Step A3, assemble the output shafts. So 24 tooth output gear, and we need a 5 by 10 by 4. This 5 by 10 by 4 goes in here. Nice fit. The drive hub goes in here. There. And then a 5 by 8 by 2.5. So, okie dokie. So that is drive hub assembly. Now we need the 36 tooth output gear assembly. I'm pretty sure this is the 36 tooth output gear assembly. Okay, so here is the output gear assembly, and we need a 5 by 2, 5 by 8 by 2.5, 5 by 8 by 2.5, 5 by 8 by 2.5. That is these characters here. Okay. Boom and boom. Now moving down to the shift dog assembly. So here is this. There is a hole on one side, and this is the shift dog. That looks like the shift dog, I'm guessing. Now, is this the same on both sides? Yes. So the shift dog assembly, I guess, goes on like that. How far does it go down? It's a little rough. Okay, so the hole is up. Shift dog assembly. Sure. Okie dokie. Okay, so now we're going to put this all together, and the side without the hole has our 24 tooth output gear on it. But is it supposed to? Yeah, okay. Okay. And then this side has the holes facing the shift dog. Oh, I see. This must be the piece that shifts the transmission, because it'll slip in there or it'll slip over here. So I'm assuming I built that correctly. Now we apply a bit of grease. Let me do that over here. I guess you can see that. And then how I know that is down here, and optional is the single speed conversion. So this is the piece that shifts us between high and low gear. Okay, a drop of grease on both. It's probably enough. And that is the end of step A. Continuing on step A, the transmission assembly, we have now moved on to A4, which is installing input and output assemblies into the main transition housing. This is building my first non-Tamiya kit. And Tamiya stuff is nice, but this is really nice. This is really beautiful, actually. Okay, we're in the process on step A4 of assembling the input and output gearing into the transmission case. I have half of it here. This is the input gear assembly. I have it partially installed. The next thing is to actually put the output gear and drive assembly in. And it goes through the center and that little item here. So it goes. Okay, so it says here, align the shift fork with the pin molded in the transmission case. So just coming back, camera went offline there for a minute. I'm just going through and doing a little hand tighten on all of these. Not getting too carried away. And then we'll be done with step A4. That one needed a lot of tightening. I don't know why that one's so loose. Maybe that one's stripped. I better stop. And there. That is tight enough. So there we have the transmission case put together with the input and output shafts. This is the lever where we're going to place the shift servo to shift in between high and low. And yeah, let's move forward. Step A5 is install bearings into the transfer case. Okay, so if we have it positioned like this, this is considered the transfer case. So we need 5 by 11 by 4 millimeter. 5 of these guys. Okay, these are the correct ones. So they're going to go here. Okay, I think those are all in. Yeah, they're all in. Alrighty. We have come to the end of another week here at Bryn Mawr RC. As always, thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourself, stay safe, thank you, and goodbye.